We are previewing NFL Week 7 here at SBR Forum Videos, and right now we are going to talk with a brand new guest who's going to be previewing NFL games for us, hopefully for a while. His name is Jeff Cadillac. That is a cool last name. Jeff Cadillac, and his website is jeffcadillac.com. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, since this is your first call with us, tell us very quickly what you do and what your website is.
Okay, well, what I do is I preview each game every week throughout the Super Bowl, analyze the whole NFL schedule. I run by the numbers. I look to see who I feel is going to win the game and cover the spread each week.
Yeah, these are tough lines, though. NFL lines are very, very tight in general, right?
I think they've changed over the years because what has happened is for a long time Vegas was losing money. Mm-hmm. So they kind of altered some of these lines so that Vegas can win back some money. Well, I think sure. Some of the lines you might say, the teams are pretty evenly matched, but the line is a little bigger than you might think for two teams that are evenly matched.
All right, well, let's see what you have to say about this first game, Cardinals at Vikings. Pretty interesting game. Vikings are a 6-point home favorite. That line has gotten bet up a bit from about 4.5 on opening. Arizona's lost 2 in a row outright. They've lost 3 in a row against the spread. Of course, a lot of people were very high on them early in the season. Now we're thinking, well, maybe they're coming back down to earth. Maybe their spreads are a little bit inflated right now. Minnesota overall is pretty good, but, in the NFC, the underdogs have been, I think they've covered like 90% of the game so far this year. So yeah. I'm not sure what I think about.
Last week, the favorites only won three games.
So, I'm not sure what I think about this line. What do you think here?
Well, Arizona has the 31st rated offense in the NFL, so they couldn't even score if they were playing themselves. Right. Minnesota's coming off a tough loss against Washington. I actually had Minnesota in that game because I felt that RG3 last week with his concussion, he was kind of, we didn't know whether or not he was going to be 100%. Sure. And even though Minnesota's a very bad road team, I still like Minnesota because of the RG3 factor. But Minnesota off the loss, I like Minnesota at home. They play very well at home. They've won all 3 games, even though they're 2-1 against the spread at home.
Hard to argue with that. I guess the only way you could argue with that is just the underdogs have been such a good bet against the spread, in the NFL this year. That doesn't concern you. You think that we might see a regression to the mean here?
Well, the Arizona offense, like I said, is number 31.
Yeah, right.
They scored 3 points against St. Louis. They scored 14. Well, they scored 1 touchdown against Buffalo, and Buffalo's not exactly defensive killer there.
Right.
And it had to go to overtime. And I liked Buffalo last week because I think Arizona now, Kevin Cobb is out. You got Skelton in. He's a little shakier. I liked Cobb as the quarterback there. I think Minnesota's going to have a fine day. I think Harvin and Peterson are going to have big days. Ponder last week, he had 2 interceptions plus a fumble that he lost. So I think once he gets back home in the Dome, he's going to have a much better game.
Great analysis. I like it a lot. Vikings -6 is Jeff Cadillac's first official pick here with us at SBR Forum Videos. Thanks, Jeff.